Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I posted a video and I think it's about time now. There's been so much going on. Mainly I've been busy with work. It's just been hectic. I barely had a minute even just to myself just to sit and rest. But I think now we are ready. Yeah, I'm ready to start a new chapter, I guess. Yeah, so firstly, we're going to do a quick recap of the year. It's been going great, my year of health. Well, the past July, I didn't do so well in the health department. Well, I did eat well, but I think I didn't go to the gym as much. I was just tired, and then there was a flu going around, so it was one flu from the next to the next and all that, and to go out to, recover and everything. But I'm back on track. The year of health is still going well. It's all about a healthy body, a healthy mind, a healthy attitude, and a positive mindset on just everything in general. Yeah, so I hope your health and your year of health is going well. Yeah, so today, this is something that I don't know, I think I've been thinking about it for a while. And then one of my favorite programs on TV, they talked about it, and I just thought, this is something to make a good video on. It's a good chit chat topic. So, the main thing I just want to talk about is finding your voice in the social media world. If I glance down, it's because I have a list that I don't want to deviate, and I just want to keep going. Yeah, so firstly, hi, welcome to the channel. Hi to the new subscribers. It's good to have all of you. Always share, number one, like and comment, and of course, subscribe. Let's grow the page, grow the channel. She has some good content. Yeah. So, finding your voice in the social media world. Um, the world we live in is very, very fast, very quick, and nothing happens without someone posting about it. It can be good news, it can be bad news. Sometimes it's even affecting you directly or affecting someone you care about. And sometimes it's just too fast in sharing anything. So sometimes I think that's how finding your voice in the social media world can be a bit confusing, especially with everyone posting everything all the time. You may have a similar idea, but because someone has done it already, you may get a bit demoralized. Yeah, so it's important, number one, to identify your voice and what it is. Your voice, I like to think, is part of your purpose, your calling, your destiny. That's where your voice lies. Um, a voice doesn't just have to be the physical one in your throat. No, it is, I'd like to expand it to whatever it is that you do. That's what is your voice. That's what your purpose is, your destiny is. Yeah, so one important thing that we have to remember is no two voices are the same. Especially for me, being a blogger and a vlogger, sometimes I do get demoralized when something I want to talk about, maybe um, it's a video I want to post, and then quickly somebody else posts something similar to it. It may be the same topic, but just not the same way. And that's one thing we have to remember. No two voices are the same. Just because you have an idea that is similar to the next person's idea doesn't mean you're going to execute it the same way. No two voices are the same. If no two fingerprints are the same in the world, even identical twins do not have the same fingerprint. That means whatever idea comes to you, it will not be the same as the next person. It may be similar, but not the same. Therefore, you always have to make sure that when you discover your voice, you do it the way God intended for you to do it. Don't try to copy someone else. You have to be confident in who you are and what you have to offer because it is valuable. Then we have to remember that God gave you your voice for a reason. Um, there's a parable of the talents. To each servant he gave a measure, and which is the same to us. We are each given a measure of faith, a talent, a gift, a voice, whatever it is. We are each given according to our capabilities, our abilities. God knows how much to give each one of us. So when you get when you sit on your talent and on your gift, it's like you are telling God that he was wrong to give you this thing. I know I'm guilty of that sometimes. There are many things that I would love to do, and sometimes it's not that I can't do them right now, but I know that in time I'll be able to do them, you know. Sometimes it can also be an issue of it's not because you're not anointed for something, it's just not the right time. Um, the best example I can think of right now is God had anointed David many years before he became king. Imagine being David, knowing that you are anointed, you are God's anointed to become king. And it takes so many years, and in those so many years, he had to serve under the current king, who was King Saul, for so many years, and Saul tried to kill him so many times, and you have to still keep serving that person. It's not because you're not anointed. Sometimes the time just hasn't yet come. So, like, even for me, where I know I'm gifted in one or two other things, or maybe I have one or two other things that I would like to do, I know I don't have to do them right now. And the catch is that in our world, our social media world, where everyone seems to be doing everything at the same time and they're thriving in everything, no, that's not true. You know, the the way the world has been curated these days is that everyone has to look, or at least everyone wants to look like they're making it in life. Everyone wants to look like they got it together, they figured it out, it's so great, everyone is so comfortable, is rich, is making millions. But in actual sense, we only see the highlights of people's lives. I think this is the number one thing we have to remember. Social media is only the highlight of people's lives. In fact, when you go on different YouTube channels where they dissect social media influencers, they'll show you that half the things they do, they post, the way they pose, the way they look, it's not even real. So when you're putting pressure on yourself to follow these trends, that's why I hate trends. If you're putting pressure on yourself to follow these trends, you will find yourself doing too many things at the same time. You're going to overstretch yourself, and you won't be able to do one thing correctly or one thing the right way. So you have to boil down and focus, because your voice is what you're good at. Your voice is your God-given ability, your God-given talent. That's what your voice is. You won't have to struggle so much because it's something that is innately built inside you. It's something that is, for lack of a better term, that is imprinted in your DNA. It is part of who you are. When you find your voice, you will very easily find your purpose. So when you know your voice and you know one good characteristic that you have to find a way to use it to your advantage, because that is part of your purpose. When you do boil down and you find what it is you're good at, the key is you take it and you multiply it. In the parable of the talents, the master had given each of his servants a talent, or let's say money, and he gave each of them money, and he told them, and he didn't tell them what to do with it, but to the wise servants, what they did was they took that money, an investment, a capital, they took that money as capital and they went and invested it into other things, and the money grew from there. And when the master came back, those servants that had multiplied the money came and presented. The one who had 10 had gotten another 10, the one who had 5 got another 5, the one who had 2 brought another 2, and the one who had 1 didn't bring anything. So as you are struggling and thinking and finding out your purpose, you have to boil down and say, what am I good at and how can I multiply it? it's very easy for us to get lost in, especially when we're talking about talent and what I'm good at. We tend to think what we are good at is only related to a talent, an artistic talent, let me even be specific, which is like singing, dancing, playing an instrument, athletics, even. Those are the things that we like to attribute. That's the things that's all you can be good at. No, you can also be good at school. So you have to remember that what you have is important, and it is important in your world. I remember I went to the market and I was buying some beans. The market, not a supermarket. I went to the market and I was buying beans and kapenta, my usual dried foods. Beans, kapenta, some rice and what. So my usual marketeer man that I go to, he has a nice stall that I love. And he was there with his sons. They had come back from school and they came to help. So they were helping and they were packing my things, my orders and what. And for some reason, started chatting with the boys because they were in their school uniforms. And I was asking them, okay, so what do you want to be when you grow up? What are the things you think about? What are you good at? And one who's good at math said, no, I want to do accounting or economics. Another one who said, I love art, but I don't know what to do with my art. And I was like, oh, good. What kind of art is it? And he said, I love drawing. And I thought, if you love drawing, have you ever heard of something called graphic design? And he was like, no, I've never heard about it. And I told him, from today, go and do some research about graphic design. And it's important for the young people around you to always know that what it is they love, what it is they have, can be applied in today's world, and that you have to boil it down into reality. Some people think, like this young boy, he thought if he's good at art, then he has to become an artist, or rather a painter. And to tell him, have you heard of graphic design? It's sort of like it opened up his mind to a whole new world of something that he can use his art for. So it's not because in such a situation, he knows what he loves, he knows his gifting, his talent, but sometimes you need help, to someone help you direct you or to steer you into the path that is likely to bring a good result, which is still part of your purpose. We have to remember that God placed something in your life. The parable of the talents. He knows how much to give each one of us. He placed a talent, a gifting in each one of us' life for a reason and for a purpose. So you can't just sit on your talent. You can't sit on it and forget about it. No, you have to put it into practice. And for those of us who've been given 10 talents, we have to find a way to use each one of them. It's so difficult sometimes because time. We have 24 hours in a day. But then I remember someone saying Beyonce has the same 24 hours in a day as you do. And yet she has done a fashion line or what and what and what. Why can't you do that? We all have the same 24 hours. Sure, she has more money, but she didn't wake up having all that money. It's something that she worked at throughout her life. So even you, whatever it is God has given you, we have to work on multiplying it slowly and using each one of our gifts slowly and gradually. You can't do everything in one day, and that's okay. That sometimes it takes long for us to come into our own, to come into who we were meant to be. It takes long, not because we aren't anointed, but because we aren't ready. I already told you about the example of David, but how many times when you think about your life, there was a time where an opportunity came and you quickly jumped at it, but you fumbled with it. You didn't do the correct thing simply because you were ready. So you have to wait sometimes. There's a lesson in everything, and you have to just make sure in the time and the season you're in, you use it correctly for what God wants you to learn in that season. That's something that I'm also learning, and learning to appreciate every time and season that comes has its own lesson, has its own period of growth. And you'll find that every season that you enter into, even if it may be what may seem to the outside world as a star shining moment, to you it's still a period of learning, which is so important, and which is something that I'm learning as well. It's very hard sometimes, especially when we want something right now, in our instant gratification world. When you want something, you can get it right away. And when you don't get it, there's a lot of frustration that comes. But sometimes in that not getting it is what makes you grow as a human being, is what makes you ready for this thing that you really want. I hope I exhausted the finding your voice. So please take some time to pray and ask God what it is that you were created for. One way or another, He is going to reveal it to you. You're going to know it, and when you know it, you will know how to use it, how to nurture your gift, and how to make good, how to multiply it. God is the owner of everything. He already knows how He wants you to use your gift. As long as you avail yourself to Him, your voice, your gift, you will find it. And when you do find it, it's such a satisfying moment, okay? So don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, share, invite your friends to like and subscribe. Okay, so I'll see you on all the other platforms, and I'll see you in the next time in the next video. Okay.